Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I got my University of Baltimore law shirt on today, and I felt like this was only appropriate for this video because because of the title of the video. Actually, I'm actually on my way to run a quick errand, but I definitely want to get this vlog started. In the meantime, please don't forget to subscribe and put on your notification bell so that you guys will be notified whenever I upload a new video. Welcome to the family. My name is Lana. I primarily was making videos about law related stuff because I am now a graduated law student, formerly a law student. I have my Juris Doctorate, and I am actually running a business consulting firm right now. And I just wanted to just introduce myself real quick before we got into the nitty-gritty of this video. It has been about a little over a year since I've graduated and I've taken the bar, and I am super excited to kind of talk to you guys about how I feel about my law school experience 1 year later and what I'm doing now to kind of sum up the entire journey. I'm back home. Errands have been run. I just had lunch, just sipping on some Izzy. And I just wanted to come back and do a little more of a formal video than I've been doing in the past few months. I haven't really had a chance to sit down and actually make this video because it's just been very busy. As you guys know, we just purchased this house a few months ago. I've been busy trying to decorate and get situated with my business, and also get back to a normal filming schedule, a normal schedule of just creating content for you guys. So this video is long overdue because, well, slightly overdue, because I wanted to make a video about a year out from actually graduating from law school. For those of you who don't know, I graduated on May 15th of 2017 from the University of Baltimore School of Law. My concentration was mainly in the corporate business and administration. That was my main concentration. At the time, I was employed with the United States government as a civilian employee. I was doing inventory management, and I was responsible for financials, and just a whole portfolio financially of equipment that I had to supply to the soldier. So graduation comes and goes. I study for the Maryland State Bar. I take the Maryland State Bar in July of 2017, and since then I have got notification that I did not pass the Maryland Bar, which you guys already know. And then I also transitioned from my employment with the United States government to the Director of Business Development for a business consulting firm. As a small business, I'm responsible as a director for business development, which is basically me driving sales for a company. I'm responsible for securing different accounts. I'm responsible for working with other contractors and vendors and pulling people together to, complete a given project. And I can go into more depth in about that in another video if you guys want me to. But it's a whole new realm, to say the least. Though slightly removed and though slightly removed from the U.S. government position I had, there are still some aspects of it that are very similar. But I think that what I'm doing now is very different. It's private industry, not public sector. And it has been a whole new realm for me. I've been in the game now for about 8 months, and we have had a lot of success. We're still positioning ourselves to be able to gain and be more successful, but I'm really excited. So I have my notes here, and I wanted to kind of get into some different things in regards to my law school experience and this whole year, reflecting on this whole year since graduating and taking the bar. So like I said, I didn't pass the bar. And I found out about that in November. In Maryland, you take the bar in July. You don't find out until the beginning of November whether or not you pass. I wasn't too far off from passing, but I was not close enough to actually opt in. So basically, I was about, I want to say, you need 400 points or more in order to pass the Maryland State Bar. 400 correct answers or 400 points, period. And so I was like 360 something. So I wasn't far off. That hurt. But I ultimately was very disappointed, obviously. I spent the entire summer preparing for July 25th and 26th. 26th or 27th? July 25th and 26th of 2017. And it hurt a lot when I did not pass. I'll be honest with you guys. Kind of slipped into a little bit of a depression, I think. And was forced to kind of figure out what I was going to do. If you don't pass the bar in your state, you cannot legally practice law. So my plan, of course, had been to pass the bar, apply for some government positions that allowed me to either be general counsel or to be legal analyst or whatever, something related to, you know, the law, and that would allow me to utilize my degree in some capacity and practice. So that did not happen. So once I found out in November that I had not passed, by then I had already moved on to a new position. And I got hired with a small business that allowed me to leave the government and to work from home full-time, and it was completely brand new. I went from working in a cubicle to working from home full-time, which sounds good, but is oddly more difficult than I thought it would be. And then I decided, and then after I left the government in October of 2017, found out I did not pass a few weeks later, and then I was like, holy crap, what do I do? Like, even though I had left the government, I still had a position that didn't require me to have a law degree, or didn't require me to be able to practice. I was scared crapless, because I felt like the rug had been pulled out from under me. Because if you had told me a year ago when I graduated from law school that I'd be doing what I'm doing now, I would have laughed in your face. So even though I'm not doing anything law related per se, I still utilize my legal skills and my law degree in my everyday work. A lot of what a lawyer is, you know, being able to convey facts, convey what is known to be true. A lot of what a lawyer does is analyzing regulations, analyzing laws, analyzing statutes, analyzing things in order to be applicable to a given set of facts. And so for me, right now, what I do is I analyze the FAR, which is the Federal Acquisition Regulation. This regulation governs what my business is able to do and not do. And if we violate that regulation, we could be kicked out of the Small Business Association. We could not be allowed to actually get work. And so, like, a lot of what I do and what my function is as the business development director is to know what that regulation is and what we're allowed to do and what the requirements are that we need to fulfill in order to be able to make progress. So yes, I am utilizing my degree. I'm learning now that God basically had another plan for my life. Law school was something that I feel like I willed God to allow me to do for real, because it's something I always wanted to do. Law school was probably one of the hardest decisions I ever made. Law school was a journey that was never easy for me. Law school was stressful and scary and intimidating, and it was all these different things, but I learned so much while I was there about myself. I learned how I operate under stress. I learned how I operate when I'm under pressure. I learned how resilient I am and how patient I am with myself and how patient I can be with others. And I think that law school taught me a lot about what I didn't want from my life. And I didn't want to work at a major law firm 80 hours a week and never see my family or my children when I have them. I did not want, so that's why, you know, working in a big firm or litigating for me was never something that I wanted to do personally. It was always something that my colleagues wanted, but it wasn't for me. I knew for a fact I definitely wanted to continue working for the government in some capacity. That way I had 40-hour weeks, I had paid leave. So that's obviously a great thing now when I do get pregnant, because obviously Tony and I do want to have children at some point in the future. Like, I definitely feel that I won't have to worry about the whole maternity leave situation because I work from home anyway. So I dealt a lot with, once I transitioned from the government, and my notes are down here, that's why I keep looking down here, but once I transitioned from the government, I did deal with feelings of feeling self-defeating. I felt like I was an imposter in this realm that was majority governed by men, a lot of men in this industry, and on top of that, add the fact that I'm black onto that, and also add the fact that I'm brand new. Like, I felt like completely in over my head. Since law school is over, I know I am enjoying my life now. Like, I feel like though law school was cool, I was on a very, very strict schedule, and I wasn't able to really like deviate from that schedule too much. Now I'm in a much more relaxed mode. I am cooking dinner at night. Who knew what that was? Because cooking dinner at night was usually meant I was in class at the same time. Like, there was never any cooking of dinner in law school unless it was before I went to class, or after, which was even worse because that meant I ate really late. I have a lot more freedom. I'm able to relax a lot more. My stress levels are so much lower than they used to be. I'm able to have a regular like workout regimen, able to eat healthier and make better choices because I'm no longer stressed to the max and making bad choices. So I've gotten a couple of questions in the past, you know, few months. One of the questions was, am I changing my social media handle now that I am geared more towards business rather than law? And the answer to that question is no. I am not going to change my social media handle, Legally Lana, because Legally Lana is me. That is who I am. Legally, I am still Lana. Like, that does not change. And it doesn't change just because my content isn't primarily about law school anymore. My content will be about whatever it is I'm going through at the moment. And my content is going to always be relatable. It's always going to be me. And at the time, at this time, like, I thought about the fact that, oh, well, you're not really talking about law school stuff anymore in your videos. And, you know, people will primarily come to your channel because they've seen your law school journey and are interested in those types of videos. And no, I can still make videos similar to what I used to make, just very much a lot more like surface level because I'm not in it anymore. I'm not in law school anymore. But Legally Lana is still me. Legally Lana is still who I am. I may decide to take the bar again and pass and practice and litigate one day. I don't know what the future holds, and I think that's what my law school journey taught me, is that though you're on a set path, there is no guarantee that you're actually going to remain on that path forever. And I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. I'm learning to be okay with that because obviously God has something much more for me, or something different for me. In addition to that, I'm currently cultivating a multi-million-dollar business. And I don't say that to brag. Please believe me, I'm not saying that to be braggadocious. I'm saying that to say that whatever God had in store for me, I kept getting no's, no after no after no after no when it came to applying to law school. And I was asking God, I was like, God, why you keep saying no? You know this is what I want to do. Like, what is this? And then he eventually opened a door for me and I got a yes. And I went to school and I got a couple yeses. And I went to school, I chose the school I wanted to go to, and then I don't pass the bar, which is basically the last gate, the final hurdle before actually being able to litigate or being able to practice in a given state. And for that answer to be no at the time, it's obvious that God is doing something else in my life. And he's setting things up for whatever he has planned for me. And I have to be okay with not seeing what his plan is but trusting that whatever his plan is way better than mine. And it has taken me a long time to learn that, and I'm still learning that, believe me, because I like to believe I am naturally a controlling kind of person. I like to know what I'm doing, where I'm going, what's the next step. But that's just not how God works, and I have to be all right with that. Do I regret law school? No, I don't. I think law school made me exactly who I need to be. It has taught me so much about life, about people, about how to interpret and deal with people. And I don't regret going to law school at all. I think I'm a much better person, and having more education to me is better than having less. But at the same time, law school provided me with an invaluable experience, and I got to meet so many great people, and I got to experience so many great things during that time. I made a lot of really great friends, and those are friends that I have, kept in touch with since. And in addition to that, I will say that the loans, the loans are not the best. Student loans, I'm still paying off student loans, but I'm confident that my law degree has aided me in getting the new position that I have now, and in return, I'm being paid for the level of education I have, achieved, and in turn, it's allowing me to be able to pay off my student loans quite quickly. I kept in mind the fact that most law-related entry-level positions don't yield very high salaries. And even if I had decided to continue, even if I had passed the bar, I think I might have had to take a pay cut ultimately, and in order to be in the field that I had obviously studied for years for. So that's something that I probably should have weighed out a little bit more. Would I do it again? My answer to this question is yes. I would do law school again, but I would not do it at this time in my life right now. I am going to be 30 years old in February, and knowing what I know now about the law school experience and about, all the stuff that is required to get to this point as far as being a graduate and having taken the bar and all that stuff, I think, no, I would not do it right at this moment. But if I could go back in time and do it again, I would. I absolutely would. At the time, I was 23, 24, starting my law school experience and my law school journey. And when I started law school, I was single. I mean, I was in a relationship with Tony, obviously, but we weren't married. And, things were a lot simpler back then. Now, my mind frame at this time is obviously making sure I'm as successful as possible with my business, but also, I'm thinking about kids now. I'm thinking about maybe getting a dog. I'm thinking about a lot of different things that the typical married 30-year-old is thinking about without children. So at this point, it's all about settling down and kind of like getting into a routine that is kind of concrete, and getting debt free. That's a goal too. So at this point in my life, the answer would be no, but if I could go back in time and do it again, I absolutely would. And I just want to encourage any of you out there that if you're thinking about going to law school or you are in school, to weigh your options. Make sure you're taking and doing internships. Make sure you're getting as best grades as possible. Set yourself up, position yourself to be successful, and you will be. My experience was, can I say my experience was something that I expected it to be? Yes and no. Yes, in the fact that I had read so many books about it and I was so obsessed with the entire law school journey process. I was in love with it. Yes, because I love to read. Yes, because I love to write. But no, in the fact that things didn't end the way I thought that they would. And I think that's okay. I think I bring a unique story to the table, and I think my story lets people out there like you know that it's okay for your story not to end perfectly. It's okay for your story not to end the same as another person's. And it feels good. It feels good. I feel a lot more at peace with not passing the bar. I feel a lot better about my entire experience as a whole than I did before. And that's my recap of, you know, a year since, being a year out from having, you know, completed such an amazing thing. And I encourage any of you out there, if you have questions or concerns or you want to talk something through, shoot me a comment down below. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe as you always do. Don't forget to turn on that notification bell so that you know when I upload. And yeah, if there are any other suggestions as to law-related videos you want to see from me, then please leave them down in the comments below, and I'll try to put those together for you and post them. And I will see you guys in the next video. Hope you enjoyed. Peace.